I was mostly happy with this one. Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is DDUBS Gaming. Welcome back to my weekly show where I crap on everything bad with Dragon Ball Super and I give it props where it's good. Episode 105 opens up with Zeno-sama acting really dumb. They're obviously making Zeno-sama stupid on purpose. And what I mean by that is that you can tell that they're super powerful, but they're obviously not pulling all the strings. And they're alluding that more and more every episode, and there's a lot of theories out there, and some that I agree with, some that I don't, and I'll really address those when the time comes. But then we got the main show. We got Master Roshi putting in some work. Spoiler alert, he's awesome in this episode. They did a lot of stuff with him, and my one point of complaint contention is that power levels just don't matter. Oh my God, it's so stupid. The fact that he can just do anything in these characters is asinine, and I'm just trying to accept it for what it is. And what it is, I mean, that part's all right. Master Roshi's a beast, though. Master Roshi is walking around the ring to start off the episode, and what he's doing is he's just kind of watching people. He's like checking out. This one guy gets kind of thrown off the ring, but then he uses his back has tubes and he kind of jets himself back onto the ring, and he's just kind of doing anti-Universe 7 thing and not just jumping in there and fighting somebody straightforward. He's actually using his brain. It's really cool that he's doing that. He gets attacked by a knight looking female character from, I believe, Universe 4, they said. And she comes out, and of course it's a female, first of all, but she comes out and tries to energy hammer him, and he's way too fast and awesome for that, so he gets out of the way. They start talking about how he's observing characters and how she is not ready for his style of fighting. I just gotta smile because the knight-like character, the female, of course, she tries to use seduction. She takes off her cape and brings up one knee and tries to look seductive, and it kind of works on Roshi. he jumps at the chance to get a closer look, let's say, and she brings out an energy spear, goes for him, and he dodges it like a boss. And then the fight's back on. And it was funny that he lost control there for a second, but then he got it back. It was also hilarious that the old Elder Kai was yelling, "Hey, take off more, take off more." He's supposed to be like a representative of the universe, and he's acting like, a teenager who just figured out what hormones are. I want to preface Roshi's fighting with, I like the episode. I like what they did with Roshi. In a way. I hate how he's stronger than anybody because he trained Krillin in, God, we're gonna get into this again. Power levels. He trained Goku and Krillin when they were children, when Goku just learned the Kamehameha when he was a tiny wee little guy. He was like 10 years old, something like that in original Dragon Ball. And, Roshi was pooping on him, of course. He's a martial artist, but he doesn't know how to fly. For what we know, he hasn't trained in, 20-something years in the actual Dragon Ball universe. At the same time, it's an anime. It's an anime, D-dubs. It's an anime. And he's supposed to be I read somewhere he's 134 or something like that, it said, 140-something, and that he hasn't been killed yet, and he just keeps getting older and whatever. He just kind of watches, dirty cartoons and magazines and stuff and just does his own thing. So it makes no sense in the actual Dragon Ball universe that he can catch an energy spear with his fingers and that he can do what he's about to do. And oh my God. Okay, let's continue. Roshi attempts, however, to go Super Saiyan when he says that he suppresses desires, but he's never let his desires go, meaning I assume it means that he's suppressed his desires to fight and get strong. And so he gets real big and he intimidates this female character, and she jumps off all embarrassed because she thinks he's going to do bad things to her body in a public place. Yeah, let's go with that. So he defeats her. He's got half of Krillin's KD at this point. He pulled a Frieza and got her to jump off on her own, which was interesting and funny in his own way. And then, of course, another female character comes out that he's fighting. And this one was interesting as well because he uses even less brute force to fight her. But she essentially has talismans and she can do illusions. All my Naruto fans, she says genjutsu multiple times, so in case you cared. If you don't, whatever. So anyway, she can create illusions, she can make herself really big, and she has a couple things to his perception and what he can do. And she says very specifically how many talismans are illusions and how many can hurt him. And it's an anime trope that, you know, it happens in all animes. Doesn't mean you gotta like it, but it's like, why tell him exactly what you're gonna do in a tournament of survival? But oh, you know, this show's not serious, so I shouldn't take it seriously, right? That's what you're all gonna tell me in the comments. But you know, we could be under a nuclear war soon, so screw it. So 76 of her talismans are attacks, 129 are illusions. So she's got a total of, I don't know how many that is. I'm not gonna do the math. And so it's like 205. And so it's just funny to me because why do anime characters like give their whole thing away? Why is the bad guy always like, oh, I was this person the whole time, or this is my secret power, you know, whatever. But yeah, Roshi does some awesome stuff. He hits a fireball and it disappears because he's that strong. I'm just kidding. It's an illusion. And he runs like to the middle of the stage and starts running up the spiral, the time thing that goes through the stage. And I was just like, he can just do that now. That's pretty cool, I guess. But he is a Turtle Hermit Master. And let's continue. Master Roshi gets kind of cornered by this character, and he pulls a badass move with the Mafuba. And what this is the demon containment wave that premiered in Dragon Ball way back in the day with, I think they just called him regular Piccolo or King Piccolo at that point in the manga in the show. So he pulls out the Mafuba, which they did a season or two ago for Trunks, and so that's so that you don't confuse some of the newer audience, and you know, they want them to feel like they know what's going on, even though that Super Saiyan Blue can't fight a Broly character and he's about 8 times stronger, but who's keeping track? God. Very funny scene that I actually enjoyed a lot, where Beerus from Universe 7 and the Rat Dude from Universe 4, they show the stage, or not the stage, they show the stands where everybody is, and they're like slowly running at each other before they like grab each other, and they're fighting about whether it was illegal or legal move for Roshi to pull out a bottle and use Mafuba, in which Zeno-sama responds that it was cool, so they'll allow it. And this show just adds more and more crap to it every week, because now Zeno-sama has been making rules since the beginning, and it doesn't mean you have to like it, because it's like you like everything with this tournament. You know, you have a certain understanding of what's going to happen, and they flip it on you, but they do it in a way that's just like, oh, just because. It's not like they give reason to it, and it's so aggravating. So I really don't like Zeno-sama, and I hated that part. But I liked Beerus and the Rat Dude fighting. So there's that. Ganos is his name. Here we go. The meat of the episode. The good and bad. You'll see why. Master Roshi gets approached by this young buck-looking character named Ganos from Universe 4. And he's got like a big hat thing going on, and he looks like a character that would be from Hunter x Hunter or something of that nature, that is a straight up fighter, brawler, and all around badass. That's pretty much what he becomes, or that's what he is when he fights Roshi. Oh, he did have bird-like feet. So this Ganos bloke decides to transform, which is normal because Dragon Ball, that's a thing. Great. He transforms and he becomes this really big bird kind of character and goes to fight Roshi, which is... I have mixed feelings about this fight. So after Genos transforms, he starts attacking Roshi very ruthlessly. And Roshi is just pooping on him, man. He's just making him fall over and look dumb left and right. At one point, he says that he may be faster and stronger than Roshi, but Roshi has more experience. And he dogs on Goku mainly, saying that he's very straightforward and he doesn't use tactician as much as he should. And that's why Roshi's able to hold a candle to any of these characters, which is pretty cool. And when he says he's got more experience, he does like this blue like Kai Blast thing on Ganos while he's like stuck in a rock, and it was really cool. Good animation all around. And I like that part of the fight. I did, but I don't like how, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, I'm going to say this every week, I think, is that they've established that power levels matter to this degree, and that it's, this is what is based off of the character's worth in the show. And so Roshi, being an old man that just sits around, does nothing, he's got a power level of a Yamcha, you know, or less. So how is he able to do this? You know, he can't even fly. So when you develop a show and you start saying, hey, these are the benchmarks, and you just throw it out the window, it confuses the hell out of, you know, longtime fans. And I thought it was that part I hate, but I like the actual fight itself. I'm trying not to take it seriously. It's not working. Yeah, then the God of Destruction, he says, oh, Ganos is so young that he's getting stronger every second. Every minute, he's getting stronger. And then everybody's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Like, he's just getting stronger. It just is, you know, like that was a prerequisite to him coming into this fight. There's yeah, from the beginning, he's going to be at this power level, and then by the end of it, he'll be stronger than Goku. Like, what the hell? Roshi does a rockabye movement, which I honestly do not remember off the top of my head if this is from Dragon Ball or not, if he ever did that. I want to look it up, or let me know in the comments. And he tries to do it on Ganos. It works for a little bit, but then he damages himself so that he comes out of it. I really liked that part of it because there wasn't, no power levels were involved. It was just kind of like an extra thing. It's like Mafuba, you know. It's just a technique that is different from something that would be considered a power level, if that makes sense. Ganos even says, if it was me 5 minutes ago, I would have been beaten by that rockabye movement. Just why? Dude, it's here's the part everybody's been waiting for. Here is the kicker, the smolder, if you will. Roshi starts talking some crap, saying that, like, oh, I need to be better than I have been. I need to go beyond my limits. I need to become better. And this part was very cool because Ganos starts shocking him. He starts doing some electric blasts at him. Roshi's preparing Kamehameha. He talks about his students, Goku and Krillin, and how proud of him he is and all that jazz. And he starts making a Kamehameha. And eventually he gets his big buff form again, and he does what they call the perfect Kamehameha or something of that nature. He called it the most powerful Kamehameha. And before this, it was a very heartfelt message to Goku and Krillin, which they can, you know, automatically hear him because anime, even though he's like a mile away from each of them. And he says, you know, enjoy your lives. And it was kind of heartfelt. I didn't really believe what they were going to lead us to was happening. I didn't believe it until later on, and we'll get into that. But he does this big Kamehameha. It takes out, like, you know, 10% of the stage, and nobody's going to see it, of course, besides the Gods of Destruction, because this anime. And he takes out Ganos, who would have become much more stronger if he stayed in. Oh my god, whatever. Roshi passes out, and it's very sad because they show him fall. They show his glasses, and it's kind of saying Roshi has died. Like, this is the end of a humongous era. And Krillin tries to get up and go help Roshi, but Beer says you can't do it, of course. And then and then my least favorite part of the whole episode comes up. Goku is being like held down by this character, says, you're fighting me, and he's in Super Saiyan form, and he's yelling, Roshi, 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 oh my god, I need help, Roshi. And then he's like, you can't help him. And then after Roshi freaking dies, he then goes blue form to go help him. Like, oh, I could have helped him this whole episode, but no, I wasn't feeling it. Huh. I hate Goku. So Goku, the Almighty, turns blue and sprints over there, and he starts to bring him back to life. And I honestly want to know if this ever happened in the meta, because I doubt it has, and he brings him back to life, because I don't think that was always part of the show. You remember it, right? Don't you? Yeah, it was there. It was always there. Oh, man, I keep burping. Goku uses like this Kai Blast thingy to kind of jumpstart Roshi's heart again, and he keeps trying. It makes this big giant light that nobody's gonna see because this show makes no sense. And he brings back Roshi. He loses his blue form for some reason. I don't know if it's because he lost all of his power or whatnot, but he did, and I guess he felt defeated. But he brings Roshi back. He hugs him. He cries. Roshi says some hilarious stuff like, "Where'd all the cute angels go?" which was actually amazing and accurate to his character. But the thing that I don't consider the show, I consider the show canon, but I don't consider it good. If that makes sense. And to me, I wish it kind of ended at Z. Sometimes I wish it even ended after the Frieza saga or after the Cell saga, and I felt like it got a little muddy. But my point of this is that I really hated this point where Roshi came back to life, because Super pulls all of its punches writing wise. And what I mean by that is, if you remember the Resurrection F storyline and how the Earth blew up, and that was, to me, that was going to be a huge new door opening to the whole series. I thought it was such a cool move, and they came back on it. They pulled their punches and they said, "Oh nope, never mind, rewind," like whatever. I felt the same way with Roshi's death, though I would have been sad about it. I feel like if you look at the history of Dragon Ball, Goku would have fought harder and it would have been more emotional, kind of like when Krillin got killed. You know, I mean, that's how he got Super Saiyan originally, not that back tingly crap. Oh my god. Anyway, I kind of wish Roshi stayed dead, because I feel like it would add more to the show, and I personally would have enjoyed it more. All you fanboys, come at me. The episode ends with them walking away. We did it! Yay! Those are my thoughts on the episode in general, and I feel like I said my piece. So I will see you next week. I actually look forward to next episode, believe it or not. That moment until Kale comes back and Khalifa. Oh my... See you next week. Hey there, guys and gals. It's that time of the video where you look at these videos, you decide not to watch them, you think about subscribing, but you don't. You click that thumb up or thumb down, give me a comment, and tell me that I'm garbage in the comments. I'm glad we understand one another. Have a great rest of your day.